Jersey. Welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Lisa Marie Falvo.
And I'm Laura Jones, filling in for Cara DeFalco. And we've got a lot of positive, happy news on this Friday to talk about. And we're going to be heading actually to Wildwood to see what's happening in one of New Jersey's most popular shore destinations.
We also have HGTV star John Culinary. He's here to talk about a special honor he's receiving.
I can't wait to see that. He is a lot of fun. And
yes. And today, Laura, we have a jam-packed show. Even besides that, we have Peter Ferraro, the executive producer of the widely acclaimed documentary, Her Name is Chef. We're also going to be talking about cost-effective weddings. So jam-packed show here on this beautiful Friday morning.
Yeah. The sun is shining. And I guess we should probably check in with Mike Favetta to see how the rest of the weekend, how the rest of the day and the weekend are shaping up.
It looks very nice.
Yay.
Good morning. Yeah, brought that little bit of Florida warmth back with me, so we're starting to trend milder.
Thank you for bringing it with you.
Yes.
My pleasure. A little ray of sunshine today because after so much of the cool, cloudy weather, look how we're starting off already this morning with temperatures approaching the mid-60s. So we're at 63 degrees right now over toward Patterson, there by Parsippany, even over toward Essex County, 66 right now down toward Newark, and even down over by Trenton, we're holding in the lower 60s. Now, down toward the shore points, we start off nice and cool as well, but it's not terribly all that cool, especially when we look at how mild it will become over the next few days. So a little bit of the wind off of the water temperature still holding in the upper 40s, 59 by Atlantic City, 55 there, and even 63 down toward Cape May. Want to show you today's weather with the forecast climbing to 75 degrees. We've got a beautiful Friday afternoon on tap. Lovely weather to enjoy with a whole lot of clear sky. And that sunshine takes us into the upcoming weekend as well. So town by town, starting off from Morristown toward Newark and Belmar. Notice how highs this weekend will be right around 70 degrees, either a few degrees above or about a degree or two below. Both days this weekend, there's a small chance of rain. And when I say small, I mean most of us won't even see a drop, as most of those showers and isolated storms will be just off to our west, but you could run into a quick passing sprinkle. Certainly nothing to worry about. I wouldn't even worry about carrying the umbrella either. We've got more details coming up on the big warmth as well. That in just a few minutes. Lisa and Laura with a really fantastic 7-day forecast ahead. Can't wait to tell you all about that.
I hope this carries us right into Memorial Day weekend.
That would be wonderful because I think there's a nice milder trend even beyond the 7 days. So yeah, your mouth to up there because I think we've got some really great weather ahead.
If only it had that much power, right? Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Cara, I was outside for a couple hours this week and I noticed my skin got a little pink. So, right. It was a little breeze. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get a little sun. So definitely the warm days are ahead of us. And also, you know what else is ahead of us? CDC is updating its guidelines yesterday. And they now say anyone who's vaccinated against COVID-19 can go safely outside, can go safely without mask. Ditching the mask, but not so fast, New Jersey. At this point, New Jersey's rules on masks remain in place as the Murphy administration reviews the updated recommendation. Our state requires individuals to wear masks indoors in public places and outdoors in public when you cannot socially distance. Governor Murphy did announce easing some restrictions beginning next Wednesday, including ending outdoor gathering limits and removing fixed indoor capacity limits for restaurants, gyms, stores, and churches. And I know a lot of people are going to be very happy about that because we've got prom season coming up. We've got graduations, parades, all kinds of things coming up. So they will be glad to get rid of the masks.
And I am the happiest of all people, but here's my question. So it was great news coming from the White House yesterday, but it caused mass confusion. I logged on social media right after that announcement and salons were posting things like, oh no, you still have to wear a mask when entering our business. And people were complaining in the comments. So I guess what I find interesting is, you know, why wasn't there a cohesive message between the White House and all the governors. So this all could have been rolled out at the same time very neatly.
Right. And I was flipping around the different stations yesterday, and people were commenting the same thing, is this is good news. It's a bit perplexing because, the masks were not, if you were vaccinated, the masks were supposed to protect others. So it's like, okay, well, what was the science that said we can take the masks off? Was it just political pressure? And that's the thing, is there are mixed messages.
Yeah.
And what the CDC has said, and then but I thought it was so striking looking at the White House. They took the masks off. They said you don't need it, and it should be good news. But the fact that people are kind of going, well, wait a minute, can we really? I think that's a little troublesome, in that people don't necessarily trust, or they're not. Yeah, I guess there's an issue of trusting. And it's like, wait a minute, this is good, but then why are certain places having different rules? It just so many mixed messages.
So many mixed messages. And then look at the vaccine. You have people that were rushing to get the vaccine. Now, all of a sudden, you don't know who's vaccinated. You don't know who has natural antibodies. So it's kind of like a free-for-all. So maybe the message here is you do you, whatever makes you comfortable, because there is no rhyme or reason, because it just got a whole lot messier.
Right. And I don't want to keep on, but one other thing, there were, I believe, 7 baseball players, I believe New York Yankees, who were vaccinated, who tested positive. I think Bill Maher too tested positive for COVID.
It's all very confusing. But moving on to other COVID-19 news, a group of Rutgers University professors are working to make it easier and faster to conduct COVID-19 tests. They are working on a breathalyzer that could detect the presence of the virus without needing a lab. The test can make it much faster and much more comfortable, since it would eliminate the nasal swab. The university hopes they could also expand the technology to also detect the flu and other viruses. And if they can come up with that would be amazing. No more needle pricks. The swab in the nose was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So kudos to them for taking a negative and trying to turn it into a positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, coming up at 10 o'clock, I have a conversation with New Jersey 101.5's Bill Spadia, and we talk a little bit about New Jersey's mask mandates as well as vaccines for children, because Pfizer has come out to say their vaccine, Pfizer's, is safe for 12 to 15. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And I've got a soundbite we're going to play from my interview with my conversation with Bill Spadia.
The bigger crisis I think that we're having here is not only that we've been dehumanized with the masks and you're losing the smile and the interaction, but when you think of children are almost not affected at all with coronavirus. Not only did the CDC release stats that it's a 99.997% survival rate among children, but even Judy Persichilli, the health commissioner in New Jersey, came out and said there were 7 deaths among younger children over the course of the past year. 7 deaths. How many kids are dying in accidents? How many kids are dying from all kinds of other complications and diseases? They focused on COVID, where COVID almost doesn't hit kids. And now you've got an approval, an emergency authorization approval for children 12 to 15 to take a vaccine. It makes no sense why a parent would subject their child to an experimental vaccine knowing that COVID isn't going to hurt them.
Now you can catch that full interview with Bill Spadia and my conversation with a former New York News and News 12 New Jersey alum, anchor and reporter Frank Sapola. That's at 10 o'clock, right after the morning show. You can watch anytime on the NJ On Air app or at njonair.com. We're going to be streaming on Facebook as well.
Heavy topic. Very hotly debated among parents.
Yes.
Yep.
It is, because, parents they're very, very, the decisions they make for their children, people usually don't question. And now we get into the topic of, are parents feeling peer pressure to get their children vaccinated, not because they necessarily want to get the vaccine for their child, but so that their kids don't get excluded, which is, it is an interesting place and time where we are, because, as a new mother, there are people who are you have, breastfeed, bottle feed, disposable diapers, cloth diaper. These are very personal decisions. And
Sorry.
You leave parents alone. That's
Yeah.
their business. And now it seems to be everybody's business.
Exactly. Very, very weird waters to navigate here right now. New Jersey's Attorney General Gruber Gruwal has joined 43 other state AGs asking Facebook to abandon plans for a new version of Instagram that's aimed at users 13 and younger. New Jersey's Attorney General signed a letter saying, quote, use of social media can be detrimental to the health and well-being of children who were not equipped to navigate the challenges of having a social media account. The letter also brings up the risks of adult users gaining access through glitches in social media platforms, even when parental permission is required. According to a survey by the Pew Research Center, about 17% of children 11 and younger have their own cell phone. More than 20 million child sex abuse images were reported in 2020 by Facebook on its platform, including Instagram, according to the National Council of Missing and Exploited Children.
I tell you, after this past year and everybody having so much screen time, I get it. I know this is how a lot of people socialize, but oh man, targeted for under 13, that's adding a lot of drama. I want my children to be connected, but I want them to get outside. I want them to play. I want them to look and see what is around them instead of what is filtered through a screen.
But TikTok, that's like the biggest social media platform right now amongst that age group. I mean, that's not being regulated.
I can't figure it out. I will look and I'll scan, but yeah, I need my kids to explain. I'm like, how do you do this? I want to kind of do,
Laura, your kids are how old?
Oh, I've got 16, 15, and 13.
Yeah, so you're right in the thick of all these debates right now.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I want my 2-month-old to stay 2 months old forever.
Exactly.
Their own little safe cocoon, right?
All you need to do is just take adorable pictures of her.
That's it. And I got that unlocked. So
yeah, absolutely. I can't get enough of those pictures. So.
Thank you. All
right. Well, coming up next, we are going to hear from HGTV's Kitchen Cousins, John Culinary. He has a special honor, and he's been selected for in our neighboring state over in Pennsylvania. Stay with us. The morning show continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey, on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show on this Friday morning.
We're so excited to have you here today on this beautiful Friday morning. And Mike Favetta is here to tell us all about what to expect the rest of the day and into the weekend.
Yeah, if you liked yesterday and the prior day's weather, or even going back to Wednesday, we had beautiful sunshine. It warmed up. It was not humid. It's pretty perfect right through the afternoon today, right?
Nice.
All that fantastic weather, and we get to enjoy another round of it, even going forward into the weekend, Laura.
And we're coming into it's safe to plant our flowers now.
Absolutely. No threat of frost going forward. So we'll actually be able to, we'll be able to enjoy a very pleasant feel. Get the tomatoes in the garden. I've got the basil growing already on the backyard. So as we go into the next few days, enjoying lots of sunshine as well. We stay clear all throughout New Jersey and even throughout the Northeast. Here's the view, not a cloud across our skies, so we'll stay nice and clear going forward. We'll look at today's forecast, pull up the state of New Jersey, and you can see with temperatures climbing into the lower 70s, 72 over towards Sussex, 75 in Newark. Let's go to Friday's forecast, and it will remain very pleasant. Notice how highs will easily make it into the lower 70s. And we should be in the lower 70s, especially for this time in May. You know, coming up on the middle of May, May 15th, tomorrow. Yeah, we should start to see these highs climb in the 70s, and we will. Now, there is that quick threat of rain even going throughout tomorrow, but the UV index will be high. It's at a 7, and once we get to an 8, it becomes very high, and that's usually within about 2-3 weeks of the summer solstice. So we're roughly 3 weeks from that point, but even still, like Laura was mentioning, got a little pink the other day just by it being in the sun. Sunscreen this time of year, always a good idea. The 7-day forecast brings back lots of clear weather going forward with the sunshine taking over both days this weekend. Again, small, quick threat of a sprinkle or an isolated shower in certain parts of New Jersey, but it's not widespread and only lasts a few minutes. Look at the highs by next week. We will be in the upper 70s and low 80s about a week from today. So a nice warm surge comes in, Laura, even as we go into the next few days. And Lisa, a lot of clear sky ahead. So no more rain, no more chilly, cool, kind of, false spring weather. Get a really nice push of that late May feel in just a few days.
Yeah, well, we're opening the pool up on Tuesday, so perfect weather for that.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah.
Is that an invitation to a pool party, your house?
You know what? Should we do a New Jersey morning show pool party edition this summer?
I'll be there.
As long as Mike brings the pizzas.
I have experience doing weather by a pool. I'm just saying.
That's right. You
Yes,
did
you
last week. I'm in.
All right. Well, that's the plan. We'll talk to Gerald after this. Thank you, Mike. We're so happy to have our next guest here on the show. You know him from HGTV's Kitchen Cousins and Ellen's Design Duo, but now we can call him Grand Marshal. Please welcome John Culinary. John, how are you?
How are we doing, guys? Good to see everyone. Beautiful Friday, as we just heard. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, well, I am so excited for you because I know how much you love your alma mater, Penn State University, and you have been named their Homecomings 2021 Grand Marshal.
Yes, it's an amazing honor to have them give this to me. They actually asked me back in 2020 to do it for 2020, but of course, pandemic, like it did to so many things, canceled. And they said, you know what, we would love to have you for 2021. They're going to come back. It's going to be a huge celebration. The kids are so excited. It's been such a tough year for so many people. And for me, this is truly an honor. And to actually have my family come and see me do this, it's really cool. And anybody that has been to Penn State knows how unreal this homecoming is. And it's one of those things I wish everybody could experience it because it is something that is a scene for sure.
Well, I went to Florida State University. My in-laws all Penn State. So I certainly understand, like, it is such an experience, these big schools and the parades. But to be selected for the homecoming, that is massive. We try to go back and they have huge names. So when you found out they're picking me, I mean, of the hundreds of thousands of alums, what did that feel like?
Yeah, it was a shock. And it was one of those things. I've been very involved with the Alumni Association since I graduated, of course, with the television shows and giving back. And I've gone up there and I've started mentoring some of the students in the design and architecture school, just letting them know kind of what I do, my business. So I have been involved that way. And when they told me, it was something it's very humbling and it is an honor. And Penn State has, there's over 100,000 kids that go to the school every year. It is the largest alumni in the entire country. They have Thon, that is one of the largest philanthropies in the entire world. They raise over, somewhere between $10 to $12 million a year for children's cancer. So to be honored by the school to go back to do this, it really is going to be a special time. And I'm just really ready to go there and show the kids, look, it's 2021. Let's try to put COVID behind us, move on, and start, a new chapter.
Yeah. What are your duties as Grand Marshal?
So, well, first and foremost, at Penn State on Friday, they have this massive parade, as you were saying, how Florida State has their parade. The parade, they have all floats, and the floats are made by the fraternities, sororities, clubs, sports teams. The different schools even make their own floats. And when I tell you, everyone's like, "Oh, floats!" These floats are over the top. I am talking beautiful, and it takes them. They have a good planning of anywhere from like 2 months out to actually make these floats. So Friday's kind of like that Mardi Gras float thing where all the kids in the town line up, they throw beads and candy, and everybody rides down. So I will be riding in the Grand Marshal float, of course. Saturday is the big game. It's an afternoon game. I get to go out on the field. I get to announce to the crowd.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, I mean,
nice.
I'm
Nice.
fingers crossed.
And
I asked them. I did ask them, is it going to be full capacity? Because that stadium holds 110,000, and they're planning on come October. It's full capacity. So
that is fantastic. And you mentioned about the floats. So the week leading up to homecoming, like you said, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and creativity. Yep. It's unbelievable. This isn't getting on the back of a flatbed truck with a couple of, some tissue paper. No, these are elaborate. They compete, and it does get the whole university, all of the students, and then, tying the alums, because it's homecoming. So that is so exciting.
Well, and that's what I think so many people, when you go to a school that is a Big Ten school or like a Penn State, why people like myself and alumni love it, because we get so entrenched in the school. It is very much like a high school. All of us remember, we know our homecomings at high school and the football games and how much fun it is, or any of the sports. And that's how it is at this massive Big Ten school. And as an alumni, you are so close, and the kids, they love the school. It's not something, they just go through the routines. They are donating their time. It's all volunteer. They're working after hours while they're going to school. So it really makes a community sense. And that's why the alumni is so strong.
Yeah. John, what about some of your upcoming projects aside from this incredible honor at Penn State? What are some of the other things you're working on?
So right now I am been talking, I think everyone saw the news about the Ellen show, coming to its final year. I just posted on my Instagram, looking back at a lot of photos, because I've been involved with that show for 10 years. It's pretty unbelievable. We've had 6 co-episodes with HGTV. I've been physically on the show, on her couch over 10 times, 3 original shows on her digital network. And one of my shows, we are looking to kind of expand it and design duo, make it into long form. So I'm really hoping if we could do that, it could be something really special. And it's gonna be a fun show. So it's great to look back on the memories with the Ellen show. They've done so good. We've helped so many people, and I've been honored to be a part of that show, because I've got to give back and give people homes, which is literally the greatest thing that I could do in my career.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
John, thank you so much. Where can people find out more about you, your Penn State honor, and everything else going on in your universe?
So, I mean, really, it's my social media, at Culinary John on Instagram, at Culinary John on Twitter, and John Culinary TV on Facebook. Check me out. I have a lot of my private client projects going on. I'm constantly doing stories. You will, believe me, you will learn about construction and design if you follow my stories. So it's always a good time.
Right. So here's a question for you real quick before you go. Can you see all the Florida State in my,
I have my pen. This is Penn State behind me here. I have my diploma is over there. Right. So I got Penn State is always around me.
Yes. It helps feature. So, maybe we can talk a little bit about designing something, that celebrates our colleges. So
let's do it. I love it.
Do something like that.
Love
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, coming up next, I've got to move my teleprompter here. I got so into the conversation there. We're going to be heading to Wildwood, New Jersey, down the shore. We're going to find out what's on tap for the 2021 season. Stay with us as the New Jersey Morning Show continues.
Hi, I'm Debbie Peterson, founder of the Wellness Gala. I'm very excited to bring you our television show, Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala. Each week, we'll be bringing you experts in the fields of health, beauty, and wellness. We'll also bring you great tools and options to help you lead your most fulfilling life. You can watch Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala on News 12 Plus throughout the New York metropolitan area. You can find it at Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back, everyone, to the New Jersey Morning Show. Mike Favetta is here with the weather, and we're going to be talking about pollen, which I think is affecting everybody right now.
You know, and it's really interesting how the pollen has switched from the trees being the predominant pollen to now grasses that just formed in about the last week. So those may be starting to get symptoms of seasonal allergies. Some coming on pretty hard in the last week might be allergic to grasses because that's the new predominant pollen. Yeah, you see a lot of the lawns turning very green here across New Jersey. Lots of water from the last few weeks. And now with the sunshine, that pollen really starting to rise in terms of grasses. So the tree pollen still remains high, and we'll likely see that dwindle, go back to the moderate level, even going forward into the middle of June. But once we hit the end of May, I think that grass pollen hits the high mark. And again, this is more of an average across New Jersey. You have to be smart about this. You walk by a freshly cut lawn, if you're playing out in a field maybe, or walking through a grassy area, well, yeah, obviously you'll be a little bit more sensitive, and that grass pollen will locally rise to the high level. So even going into the next few days with the dry weather around, pollen remains high this weekend, but with the dry weather this evening and that lovely warmth around, maybe do some dining al fresco because the weather menu looks spectacular this evening. Probably the best weather menu we've given so far this year, especially with highs this evening and temperatures around 6 p.m. holding in the 70s. There from Hoboken, Princeton, Morristown, even down toward Long Branch, a little bit of a sea breeze coming in off of the water there along the shoreline. Same for you in Atlantic City and Cape May, where temperatures will hold in the mid 60s for you, but just that cool breeze making it feel rather chilly going into this evening along the shoreline. Now, the 7-day forecast has not much chilly weather around. In fact, we spike back into the 70s both days, tomorrow and Sunday, for the weekend, and will likely return into the 70s even into Wednesday and Thursday, with highs in the upper 70s, likely nearing 80 before we get to next Friday. So next Thursday looking very pleasant. We've got excellent weather for any outdoor activities, and yeah, with a little return to the humidity, Lisa and Laura, a lovely feel coming up, especially as we head into the beginning of the unofficial start of summer, Memorial Day weekend, just about 2 weeks away.
Can't wait. Thank you so much, Mike.
You bet.
So, Laura, what is your favorite Jersey Shore destination?
Everywhere, yes.
Everywhere? Okay. No, I mean, and they all have their certain charms, but I have to say, and not just because of who our next guest is, Wildwood holds a very special place in my heart. I have gone down with my family every year. I am continuing the tradition now with my own daughter this coming summer.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to have our next guest on. Ben Rose from the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority is here to talk to us about what is happening in Wildwood. And I don't know if this is my mic feeding back or if there's someone else's, but I'm hearing a lot of feedback right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So excuse me for that. How are you doing, Ben?
Good. I hope it's not my mic, but hi, Lisa and Laura. Great to be on the show. And I'm glad you come to the Wildwoods. As you know, as the song says, the Wildwoods, where every day's a holiday and every night's a Saturday night. So we're excited to be on the show and excited for the summer coming up.
We are so excited. And I think
Yes.
most of us are ready to take the masks off and walk on your amazing 5-mile boardwalk. But let's face it, things have changed. What's different this year and what's the same?
Well, I think at the beginning of last year, when COVID hit and we were in a shutdown for a while, the Wildwoods early on jumped on it, and every business organization met with the Tourism Authority, and we implemented very strict sanitizing protocols and did everything to make our visitors feel safe. So by mid-July, the crowd started coming. August was very good, and we had a banner fall. It was a record-breaking fall. This year, preseason sales are double digits ahead of 2019, and 2019 was an all-time record for tourism in the state of New Jersey and the Wildwoods. So we're very excited, looking forward to this summer. We think there's so much pent-up demand. People are ready to reunite with families, and as you know, the Wildwoods is a multi-generational family destination, and we're ready for you, and you can come safely. And with the latest restrictions lifted on outdoor events and on mask wearing, we think it's going to be a normal summer. We're looking at COVID-19 in our rearview mirror, and we're all ready to have a great time.
Yeah, and Ben, I could attest to how you kept everything safe last summer. I felt I was very pregnant last summer, and I was very comfortable. So I know this summer will be even better. So
great. So you're introducing the baby to the Wildwoods at a young age. That's
yes, we're staying in Sea Point Village. So
nice.
I'm very excited about that.
Very nice.
Yeah. So Ben, so many people are very loyal to certain areas of the shore. I am not, though. I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, which is kind of South Florida with palm trees. So if you have people who haven't visited Wildwood or who are looking for something to do, who may, go to Outer Banks or other places over the summer, what do you tell them about why come to Wildwood?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. First of all, it's a 5-mile island. And in the Wildwoods, where whatever you're looking for in a family vacation destination, you will find everything right here on the 5-mile island. We have 3 amusement piers with over 100 rides and attractions, 3 beachfront water parks, a 3-mile boardwalk with games and arcades and over 200 eateries and shops. And we have our 5 miles of free. Let me repeat that. Free beaches. There are no beach tags required in the Wildwoods.
So, okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because when I first moved here, I was like, what do you mean you have to pay to go on the beach? You don't pay in Florida. So is that the entire Wildwood? You don't need beach tags, or just
correct? The Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority gives money to each of the 3 municipalities for beach maintenance, cleanup, lifeguards to keep the beaches free. And that is one of our main selling points. We have 3 beaches. You have me now, because it kind of bothers me. It's like, why do I have to pay to go on the beach? Why should you? All right. Yeah, I'm sold. For a family of 4, you take that beach fee, you can go out to dinner with a family of 4. So that's what we want. We want people to spend money in retail, in the restaurants and shops, and help defray the cost of your vacation, and that's part of it.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing too, Laura, not only is it free, but the beach there is so wide. Nice. So you could really spread out with your family. There's some other locations across the Jersey Shore where everyone's on top of one another, but in Wildwood, you could really spread out and enjoy your time.
That is a good point. Yes, sometimes you pay for beach tags, and then people are on top of each other, and there isn't much beach for whatever reason, and it's just like, I might as well just stay home and and sit by the Delaware River, I don't, I want to go to the beach and relax. I don't want to be one on top of the other.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and we get everyone's sand from Sandy Hook all the way down. It deposits right here in Wildwood. And by the time it gets here, it's that white sugar sand. It's very, very fine and very soft.
Yeah.
Kind of like Florida sand, like Destiny.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that part is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Now you are having some repairs, because it is so large, getting things ready. So can you talk a little bit about some of the maintenance that's being done to get ready, or things to come in the future?
Well, every year, total maintenance of all the rides, all of the storefronts and the boardwalk repairs are done, starting back in actual February. And by Memorial Day weekend, everything is done and ready to go. There's a flurry of activity right now if you walk down the boardwalk. And it's been fairly crowded lately, especially on weekends. But one of the exciting things, we have 6 new businesses opening, and that's exciting. Even in the post-pandemic era, people just look at the Wildwoods and see the great potential, and they're opening great businesses and restaurants and retail stores. So we're excited about that. And our events are back. We're waiting for word on the Barbecue and Blues Festival. There's a big Hispanic food and music festival. And then, of course, in August, we have the Barefoot Country Music Festival with 5 headliners and over 30 top country acts on the beach in Wildwood. They expect up to 40,000 people for that country music festival. And that's headlined by Carrie Underwood, Zach Brown Band, Dan and Shay, Leonard Skinner, Lee Bryce, and 30 other acts. So it's going to be a happening.
That is happening. When we were seeing the B-roll, we were looking at the tram car. Laura, I don't know if you're familiar with the phrase, watch the tram car, please. So that came from Wildwood and their famous tram car, which is back in operation this summer. Right, Ben?
That's correct. The tram car has been in operation since 1949, and it is the iconic transportation mode on the Wildwoods Boardwalk. And that watch the tram car phrase was done by a lady named Floss Stengel, who is still in the Wildwoods. You can still see her on the boardwalk. And that phrase is either iconic for people or annoying to people, but you hear that constantly on the boardwalk. Watch the tram car, please.
Watch the tram car, please. It is a welcome sound. Ben, where can people find out more about the Wildwoods?
Just go to wildwoodsnj.com. That's Wildwoods with an S, nj.com. And everything you need to know about the Wildwoods is there. You can plan your entire vacation, and you can plan an itinerary, which you can download to your phone and have your entire vacation on your phone. So wildwoodsnj.com.
I will definitely download that. And every morning I take my bike from Sea Point Village and I ride it from there all the way to North Wildwood on the boardwalk and back. So I will be sure to stop by and say hello to you at the convention center.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, we say the Wildwoods have bikeability. There's a 12-mile round trip from Wildwood Crest to North Wildwood and then back on the boardwalk. And it's the most beautiful scenic ride you can have.
It's my favorite thing to do while down there. So thank you so much, Ben. See you this summer.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Laura, well,
all right. I think I was having.
We need to get you to Wildwood this summer.
We need to get you to Wildwood this summer. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, I was kind of I was having a little trouble with my microphone. Are you hearing feedback?
Right now we don't. Yeah.
We're kind of troubleshooting as we go along, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think my microphone is good now. Yeah, right. All right. So I'm excited about our next guest, right? Because we have restrictions on indoor and outdoors gathering. They're opening up. Many people who have delayed their weddings and other special events are looking for a new option. Joining us is our lifestyle contributor, Prashanti Musapet. Sorry about that, Prashanti. Prashanti, hey, how are you?
Hi, Laura. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I made the mistake of trying to read your name on the prompter instead of just saying it. Prashanti Musapet. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you look at it and it just looks more overwhelming. You say it and you're like, oh, not so bad.
Right. Well, let's talk a little bit about, you work with brides and you yourself are a bride to be. So what are you seeing right now? Plans that keep on changing. We're hearing, hey, things are opening up, but a bride doesn't really want to leave a lot to chance and what ifs or maybe. So, what are some of the things that you're seeing right now?
So one thing that I'm seeing a lot of, which is great, is elopements. So what an elopement is, if you're not married to the idea of a large wedding, maybe you're not comfortable with the COVID situation, an elopement is a great option, and it'll save you a lot of money, because in the situation of a venue that you love, if you're getting married on a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday, you're going to be paying a lot of money. But let's say it's you, your parents, and a couple of people, then you can get married on a Tuesday at 11 a.m. for a fraction of the cost. And that's a big thing that I'm seeing.
Yeah. And something, there's something to be said about the small, intimate wedding. I've had both. I've had the big New Jersey blowout and then that blew up. And then I had the small, intimate elopement destination style wedding. And, there's pros and cons to both, but when it's the smaller scale, you really remember the day. You really enjoy every moment. It's more beautiful, to be honest. I mean, it stinks that not everybody is there with you, but I don't know. There's something to be said about that intimacy.
Exactly. I feel like in that situation, you're not worried about all of these moving parts. When you have a big wedding, there's so many things to consider. When it's a smaller ceremony, you're focused on you, you're focused on your spouse, your loved ones who are there. And, some of the options at this point, for someone who's looking for an elopement, that doesn't mean, just like you said, you had both. Yeah. And so you can do the small ceremony now, maybe save up, and then do a big, huge reception or a party later on when you feel more comfortable, and also maybe when you've been able to save more.
Yeah. So what do you tell the New Jersey bride, though? Jersey's known for doing everything big, that, she really had her heart set on the big blowout. What do you suggest? What would you tell her?
So I would say there's a few ways that you can do this. You have the elopement. The other thing that you can do is, let's say that whether it's for budgetary reasons or because of COVID, your guest count, maybe like in the hundreds, and you're thinking, okay, how do I do this? How do I navigate this? What you can do is you can select a core group of people, your friends and family, that you absolutely want to be present at your wedding. And then for everyone else, you can invite them to live stream. Watch the ceremony via live stream. All the venues, for the most part, are set up that way. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the people that you really want there. And of course, you want, your extended friends and family to be there as well, your coworkers. They can join you via live stream and maybe make it more interactive as well.
Yeah. And I know you have some tips too that you would like to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So there's a lot of things that you can do to save money. And one of the things that I found myself as I'm planning my wedding is Facebook groups, social media, because brides are selling their old wedding dresses. They're selling their decor, and you're getting it at a deeply discounted rate. And they're beautiful gowns, for the most part, brides and grooms are only wearing them once, and so you get the opportunity to go through these Facebook groups. There are some specific to New Jersey. There's Recycled Wedding for Central Jersey, Wedding Stuff for Sale New Jersey. And this is where people are selling old centerpieces. They're selling old wedding dresses, all types of decor, everything you can think of.
Well, there are other things that people, that I know that I kind of had to turn to, not for weddings, but my daughter had her sweet 16 during COVID. So we created just like small gatherings with a photographer, so you can almost make your pictures kind of a memory, and pictures can really, sometimes takes time away from your wedding day. But if you go ahead of time, what are your thoughts about that? And other ways to kind of enjoy wearing your outfit more than once, so you can almost not have to worry about your pictures and get those out of the way ahead of time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think the best part about, just, I guess, life in general now is I feel like every opportunity is an opportunity for a photograph, so you have the dress, you have, maybe your groom has his suit. You can go and take the pictures before or after the wedding. You can really make use of it. You can find beautiful public spaces where, again, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Public parks, beautiful flowers that are in bloom. You take these gorgeous shots and you have the opportunity for an amazing wedding album.
Well, that's it. Some people, they love being able to post and to flex on social media, some of the the special moments that that might be difficult if you don't have or if you don't have a certain venue, but you can like you said, there are places that are free. You just have to do your research, and you have these tips. Where can we find all of this information from you?
So absolutely. You'll be able to find it on The Blended Bride. That's my Instagram page. Everything there. I'll be launching a website soon. That's also theblendedbride.com. And yeah, anything that you need that's wedding related, multicultural weddings, traditional weddings, you'll find it there.
I love it. When is your wedding?
So that's funny that you asked, because my wedding was originally Memorial Day weekend. And then 2 weeks ago, my fiance actually was involved in a mountain biking crash.
Oh,
and luckily he's okay. He's okay. He did break a couple of bones, but he's okay. He's getting better every day. So we moved our wedding to August.
Oh, Prashanti, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad that you were able. I'm glad he's okay, and that you have another date, because we need to wrap up here. But a lot of people, who had planned their weddings and had to put it on hold. So there's certain getting the dates and getting people to be able to go. It's going to be kind of a wedding boom of, we're going to be going to a bunch of weddings and doing a lot of catching up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Preksha, thank you so much for taking the time. Prashanti, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and best wishes to you. And we look forward to having you back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And up next, we are going to meet the director and host of a new film. It's called Her Name is Chef, and we're going to learn about the New Jersey tie to the movie. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios channel 530 or Optimum channel 61. See you Sunday.
Swing the hips.
Oh boy, they weren't kidding. Whew.
You're looking for a gold crown.
Sure. So you say you're helping people through. How are you doing that?
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. We are going to be checking in with Mike Favetta, meteorologist Mike Favetta, to see how the weekend forecast is shaping up.
Got a really nice weekend forecast for you both. Plenty of clear sky. Just a isolated chance of a quick passing sprinkle, but other than that, I think you'll be sporting the sunglasses this weekend, and maybe even the sunscreen, because if you're out in the sun during the peak sunshine of the day, say between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., I think you could maybe get a little color. That's how high the UV will be. Looking outside at our forecast this weekend, both days, Saturday and Sunday, we'll go town by town, even from Trenton, Camden, Atlantic City. Look at how the temperatures will stay on either side of 70 degrees. There's an abundance of sunshine all morning long on Saturday, as well as all morning long on Sunday. The shower threat comes in the afternoon because there's a little bit of cool weather high in the sky, and so when the sunshine starts to mix up the air a little bit, it tends to create the clouds and tends to give us an isolated passing shower in certain locations. But that rain doesn't last very long, and not everybody will even see that passing shower, so do not anticipate any weekend plans to be ruined. I think we look pretty good even going into next week. Now, the 7-day forecast shows even milder weather with sunshine that takes us into the upper 70s, even 80 as soon as Thursday. So outdoor plans, maybe even some beach time, perhaps some pool time. I mean, you've got summer sports starting up with, the games out and around. You've got some fantastic weather moving forward, even as we enter the next few weeks, or the second half of May, taking over into just as we head into Memorial Day weekend. So some pretty fantastic weather, Lisa and Laura, upcoming with 70s today and 70s really right throughout the next week, with the exception for Monday.
Beautiful, Mike. It's much better than the first rounds of forecasts you gave when you joined the show. Remember that?
Yeah, it was a little chilly with some snow just about every other day. But
well, exactly.
Some
you were
snow,
like
I know.
Yeah,
we broke records for the snow, which we're done with that, thankfully.
Yes, that is in our rearview mirror, just like a whole lot of other bad things that happened this winter. So thank you so much.
You bet.
All right. Well, a new film, Her Name is Chef, tells the tragic story of Top Chef fan favorite Fatima Ali. It also showcases the stories of 6 amazingly talented, inspiring females of the kitchen, tackling the topic of gender equality in a male-dominated industry through the eyes of some of the most talented female chefs. Joining us now is one of my favorite creative people in the whole wide world, director Peter Ferraro, and the host of Her Name is Chef, Leah Gacchione, who I actually interviewed this fall with Morristown Performing Arts Center. So it's good to be reunited here with you this morning on the New Jersey Morning Show. How are you both doing?
Go ahead, Leah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you guys. Yeah.
So Peter, I know that you have dipped your hand in so many creative endeavors. We collaborated at the tail end of your documentary about, and his name is escaping me right now.
Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Post-pregnancy brain.
That's okay.
Also, you are the host of the 90210 podcast, which is catching fire in the pop culture circles.
Sure.
But I know this project is very, very near and dear to your heart. So tell us what inspired you to tackle this subject on.
I had been sitting out at a restaurant in New Jersey, and I had watched a female owner dealing with like a lot of questions, trying to get things done. And it felt like she was dealing with it because she was a woman and the person that she was talking to just wasn't listening to her. And there was nothing that was really outrageous that she was requesting of the person. And I just was taken back by it. And then, of course, once I get something like that in my brain, I want to follow it through and see if this is an interesting story or not. And, the more and more I look into it, I was just like blown away sort of by how many female chefs had similar stories. So actually, I met up with Leah in Morristown, and we started talking about it. And she became so pivotal to making this movie because she spoke their language. And she knew what each of them had gone through because she had experienced it herself. And I think we got something really, really powerful out of that aspect of the story. And then, of course, everything that happened with Fatima Ali was really a very tough thing for us as a filmmaker, as a friend of hers, a friend of her family. It was a very tragic situation. And as we all looked for pivot moments in the 2020, I pivoted our movie to be a feature and to follow her story as one of the most important ones, because I actually feel like it does a lot of good to the movement by her being a part of it now.
Leah, as host, can you tell us a little bit about the story that you're seeking to tell and communicate with people, something that is so near and dear to your heart?
Well, for me, I think the biggest takeaway from doing this is just seeing that I'm not the only female chef who has dealt with these struggles, that we all, to a certain extent, have imposter syndrome, and we all have dealt with some men who haven't treated us fairly or properly or appropriately. And just, I think that alone, knowing that I'm not alone in this, that other women have to deal with the same thing, is really important. And I think the most important thing is, whether you're a woman in the restaurant industry or you are just a woman in any industry, you can relate. And I think it's really important for men to see that and understand it.
And imposter syndrome, can you explain about it, what that means, you not feeling like you're deserving of? Can you explain what your experience with imposter syndrome?
Yeah, you kind of feel like fake it till you make it. But I've been doing this for 20 years, and I think that you really need to learn how to step into your power and not be intimidated by the men of this industry, because especially in the culinary world, it is such a boys' club, and women are such a force, and we need to realize that and step into our power and own it and be here for it.
Well, I have tasted your food. It's excellent. Tell us about your 2 New Jersey restaurants.
I have 2 restaurants. One is called South and Pine American Eatery in Morristown, and the other is Central and Main Seafood in Madison, New Jersey. We focus at both restaurants on using seasonal ingredients, a lot of locally sourced, sustainable proteins, and just I feel like the most important thing is to put love into the food, because I really think that that makes a huge difference. So seasonal, local, fun, delicious, good for you. And some of it's not, but it's delicious anyway.
Peter, can you tell us a little bit about where we can see, if we want to see the film, Her Name is Chef?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's everywhere. It's on Amazon, it's on iTunes, it's Google Play, it's Vimeo on demand if you're watching this out globally. So it's pretty much in all the places that you would think to rent or purchase a film. And it's doing great. You know, it's exciting for it to finally be out. It's been a long ride and a long run, and but it's really great that we're getting some really beautiful messages about how inspiring the film has been. Not even just with Fatima's story, but you know, with all of the chefs. We've had some younger 14, 15-year-olds, females, reach out to us talking about how they want to aspire to do this, and to see other women doing what they want to do is just totally inspiring. So it seems like, you know, what I hope that happens from this film is that we can get the toxicity out of not just restaurants, but just generally speaking in jobs, and hopefully create a place that is safe for everybody to work in and not have to feel a certain way anymore.
Peter, bigger picture, where would you like to see this film?
I mean, I think at some point I would love to see it on Hulu, and a place like that gives it even a larger platform. And I think something like that is probable to happen down the line. And that would be super exciting, you know, for people to be able to get it on a platform like that.
Peter, where can people find out more about you?
For me, you can go to. Yeah, I mean, I'm everywhere. I think Robert De Niro said that in Meet the Parents. I'm everywhere, Fokker. Right.
I'm watching you.
Yeah, no, you can follow me on Instagram, Peter Ferrero. I have a website, Sunspot Films. As you said, I'm host of the Beverly Hills 90210 show. You can find me every Wednesday doing that as well. Yeah.
And Leah, how about you?
You could find me on Instagram at South and Pine, at Central and Main American Eatery, southandpine.com. That's it. Find me all over social media.
Great. Thank you both so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Best of luck. Best of luck. Well, it's hard to believe that we've been an hour here, but that just about does it for today.
It flew by. Laura, thank you so much for joining me here this morning. It was such great fun.
Yeah.
And we'll see everyone back here next week on the New Jersey Morning Show.
And stick around 10 o'clock. Head on over to New Jersey On Air, on the app, online for New Jersey Politics with Laura Jones. That is coming up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Thanks so much.